I bet you were wondering, how are they gonna make a second video out of the same intake? Well, this is how. Uncle Mark thinks we're gonna get this done in 2 hours. I don't even know if we're getting it apart in 2 hours. We're back on the Dauntless.
No, goes that way.
It's not gonna work.
No.
You're gonna have to stay with the flexi hose.
That's what it calls for.
So what are we doing right now? We're working on the Dauntless, I see. I don't know if it was caught in the last video or if I have that footage because I lost the hard drive, which made me lose a lot of footage on this thing. But this thing smokes like a freight train. It looks like Cheech and Chong is trying to escape from the exhaust pipe. Our comments about the radiator hose, we switched it back to the flexi hose, but we didn't get it filmed when we switched it back to flexi hose. Mark got new hoses for it, but I don't think the hoses we got are gonna work. I think the top hose will be all right. Is the top hose in the picture? Yeah. I think this bad boy is going to be good, which this one's leaking. I also recorded at one point that showed where there's a pinhole leak on this hose.
And I'm hoping this one's gonna work too.
I do not think that hose is going to work.
Why?
Because it needs to be more U-shaped, and it's not very U-shaped.
Well, that's gonna have to wait then.
That's going to have to go back to being flexi hose.
For now. But that should drain enough so that top one.
Yeah, we can at least do the top one for sure. Which is where the big leak is that we found anyway. About 7 patch smoking problem. So we're thinking it's the intake manifold when we changed it, that the intake manifold wasn't done right. So we're gonna redo our intake manifold. Oh, you know what I should have brought was the timing light as well. There's no point in fixing the timing right now because we gotta pull the distributor to get this intake off anyway. Ah! That didn't drain as well as we thought it did. That went down the carburetor, dude.
What?
It got everywhere.
Might have to clean that out before we.
I don't think it got like a lot on the carburetor. It'll probably burn out, but man, it is all over your intake. It doesn't look very pretty anymore. If you look right, you know, it was so visible on the engine and now I can't find it. Right there. You can see it was leaking right here. And it just rubbed through. Just wore out.
So you get sure it's the intake?
It's the only thing it can be.
Well, it didn't smoke like that before we changed the intake. So we're figuring if we rechange this manifold gasket and it's still like that, we'll worry about it then. I don't think this hose is gonna work either, Mark.
No?
It's a little kink. Give me that cut one. I think the cut one might work actually. Oh, it's right there, Gogo. To your left, to your right.
I'll try that cut one.
Or you could just cut that one.
Well, this one's brand new too.
More brand new than my race cars.
Perfect. The one you cut to fit in the bottom,
Yeah.
this happens to be the right one for the top.
Label these so we know which way they go again.
We can do that. Let's get some
Line
tape
that.
and a marker.
Here's your marker.
Hey, I think that's the same one we used last time.
Hey, it's Scott's house.
That means we're getting better at this. I'm currently trying to hang a light here so I could have a little more light. See how that's gonna work? But I gotta find something to tie this end off, but I've already put it up there and I don't wanna redo all that.
You guys down for tacos for lunch?
Oh yeah, sure. Get them 3 and Anara can eat one of those.
Cause I'm not getting any. You need beans or anything for her?
No, she don't like beans anyway.
Huh?
Anara doesn't like beans anyway.
Oh really? The thing you didn't give her any of mine.
Heck, Leslie was regretting me eating yours.
Well, they didn't do that to me.
Well, it might have been because I ate them. That was 2 days in a row or whatever.
Oh.
A couple burritos, just too much for one body to handle. I'm just trying to clean up the coolant that I spilt everywhere before I try to take this intake off. Okay, our coolant's pretty much cleaned up.
Distributor too.
Well, the distributor's already marked. This is where one was.
Yeah, but did you mark it where?
I got to figure out where the timing is for the.
Do we need to pick up?
I won't know until I take the
timing
cap
mark?
off. Like I was saying, our mark is still here from when we took off the intake last time for cylinder 1. I'm just gonna label this like I did in the last video. I'm gonna count this since this cylinder is forward is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if this is 1, that's 2, this is 3 right here. 3 or M, depending on where it's at.
Strawberry, the one.
5, I don't know, mark this grinder. You've overheated on us once today and shut off. We'll see how many times that happens. It is boiling out here. It is roughly 700,000 degrees. This is 4. I'm barely sticking the tape to the spark extensions here. That's mostly because I don't plan on taking these off of the cap here. It's just gonna go in place on the engine. That'll be 6. Now all our cylinders are labeled. I can start pulling spark plug wire. Good Lord, that one will not give way. We'll just move those tentacles over there. Now, the reason I stuck the tape to itself is because, well, 1, I got coolant everywhere. 2, if there's any contaminants on here that wouldn't let the tape stick, it'll at least stick to itself really well. So I don't have to worry about them falling off. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull our cap. Remember, we have our 1 mark here and the 1 below it. If you saw the other video, you would have saw me do that. Maybe put a copy of it here. Let's pull the Squid Games cap here, and then I will disconnect this wire here, which is our hot, and it's still got the tape on it. We'll pull this wire here, which is our distributor wire. Now, last time we did this, I marked it here because that's where the rotor was on the distributor, which we've replaced this rotor already. But now, let me dry that off. Just a touch of coolant right here, dry it off. What I'm doing is I'm marking where the rotor is, right here. The reason I'm doing this is when I put the distributor back in, I should be on time. Now, I'll still have to vary it a little bit for the timing of the engine, and we did not time the engine last time, but this will at least get us running again. I dropped this thing about 10,000 times last time. We're gonna see if I can avoid this. All right, so that was a twofer. Not only did I drop the socket, but I also dropped the GoPro. It's time for another episode of Fishing for Sockets. Let's see if I can find something better. Now, when you're fishing for this particular breed of socket, you're definitely going to want to use your finest fence wire with a slight angle on it. And then you're going to get it in. I might have a little too much angle, but that one just slipped off that close. But at least it dropped to the ground and we'll be able to get it. Man, I was so close to getting that hook to bite. And last time I couldn't fit the socket with the wrench, so maybe we should try that first. Oh, maybe it will work. Maybe it will work. This socket must be a little bit different size than the last one. Apparently I was doing this the hard way. All right, I'm back with a 14 on our 1/4 inch. Same setup. See if it'll fit still. All right, it fit. It's on. Can I break it? And there goes it. It goes loose. Now, instead of taking it all the way off like we did last time, I'm going to try to move it over with a screwdriver. Oh, and about this one more time. So I marked this right here. Even though this is where cylinder 1 was, I don't know if that's where they time these engines off of. Sometimes they time them off the back engine. So we're gonna have to Google that before we run the timing light. But as for right now, as long as, because I don't have top dead center. I don't have top dead center on any of them. So as long as the distributor goes back where it is right now, we know it runs where it is right now. We're good to go. So it doesn't have to be top dead center right now. Now, when we go for the timing light, we're gonna have to Google it. I know some international engines use cylinder 6. Plus, I don't know if that's how they label their cylinders on the Dauntless. I think the Dauntless is a Buick engine, which that's what makes me assume that cylinder 1 is here. That's a very Buick thing to do. Uncle Mark thinks we're gonna get this done in 2 hours. I don't even know if we're getting it apart in 2 hours. Since we have this upper radiator hose off, let's see how that fan shroud connects. I'm just curious. I don't know why he's gonna grind that. I think that's already set perfect. I don't know if we recorded it before, but this used to be a 2 pieces out of 3 fan shroud. The third piece was missing. And Uncle Mark has rigged it back together using fiberglass. It's an HEI. You'll never have to worry about it, they said. I gotta pull it all the way out, seriously? It's tragic. I wonder if I could just go the other way with that. And the time it's taken us to try not to take the bolt out, we could have already taken the bolt out. I got it stuck. Maybe just me, but I feel like this thing's got about 10,000 too many threads. By the way, that fan shroud fits. He's not gonna have to grind it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he didn't have the hose off when he tried to put it on last time. You gotta take the radiator hose off and put it on.
Why don't you just take the bolt out? Why are you doing all this back and forth? I'm just curious if there's a reason behind it.
Take what bolt out?
The distributor bolt.
But I still gotta take the intake off anyway.
I know, but why don't you just take it out completely?
Because I gotta take that off to be able to get it to it anyway, so I might as well just pull it. Now it's pulled.
No, you don't get what I'm saying. You're just going back and forth on the intake bolt right here.
That thing was not coming out. I
Oh.
couldn't spin it. I tried to spin it about 1,000 times. It didn't work.
Gotcha.
Let's cover up that hole though before we go, so nothing falls in the engine. When you care about the lifetime of your engine, you want to use Scotch packing tape. Not sponsored by Scotch. Oh my god, this stuff don't stick at all.
It'll be good enough. Let's go inside before we have soggy tacos.
I lied, don't use Scotch tape. Alright, we're gonna go on. I'm telling you right now, if I have the choice between something like that, I would definitely run throttle body fuel injection over a carburetor.
Any day of the week.
They're good. They're a carburetor you don't have to fix.
I really like Chevy throttle body injection.
I'm gonna write E for distributor.
A TBI on my Nova.
Well, you have to have a carburetor and an oxygen sensor. I mean, you have to have a computer and and
I have it. No, I don't.
And a exhaust sensor, right?
Yeah, an oxygen sensor. You want to hit that into the
You already pulled all the distributor and everything?
Yep.
So we just gotta take the...
pretty much dead earlier.
Looks like a surgery room.
It's fine. Hold on. I'll just use the hand wrench.
Just what we always needed.
We need to pull off this.
That should just pull out.
Okay. That one should pull off over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to unclip it.
What are you taking off now?
Apparently nothing. That's all.
So did that radiator fan shroud fit pretty good?
You can check it right now if you want.
Does it go on the outside or the inside of the...
Outside. I think.
I'm on the outside. It's on the inside of the tab.
Okay, hold on. Let's go up a little. Inside of the tab?
I'm inside. I don't know. Does it need to be outside?
Mine, if yours is inside, mine's gotta go outside.
Okay, well, maybe they both need to go outside. You come up and then go down. There, go down. Step right back. So it does fit good.
Yeah.
Do we have a tray for bolts or no?
That's what I'm using as my tray. Oh, this is gonna piss you off, Mark.
What?
Try to get me one more Allen wrench that's a little bit bigger than this one, Gogo.
We didn't run that bolt, did we?
We might have. Ha ha!
Welcome to the party.
Freedom! Freedom! Oh yeah, that one is a pain, isn't it?
Yeah, all of them were like that, dude. That's why I said maybe we should pull the carburetor and just use the impact.
Actually, a socket might fit. Last one. Nothing. Did we check the oil after that last time, Mark?
No.
Oh.
Is it milky?
It's milky, dude.
I don't see any obvious places where it was leaking into the engine.
All right, well, get the vacuum, Gogo. I don't see any obvious place this is leaking, except for the fact that there's oil and coolant all over the manifold.
Shouldn't be.
Like it wasn't
Obvious
torqued down
one.
far enough.
Tony's fucked butt.
It should not be coated in oil or coolant
Yeah.
like it is.
But the
Cover.
missing RT.
It also didn't stick.
It might have been that the smoking wasn't oil. Maybe it was oil is water.
Could have been water,
Was it like hella steam or was it just?
but
Was
could
it
have been
water in the
it could have been the water. It was water definitely, because it was either water out of the cooling duct or water out of the oil. There was definitely water
The
involved.
intake manifold side leaking down.
How does it look?
Milky. No obvious cracks or anything in the gaskets.
Nope.
Nothing in the RTB
There's-
there.
Nothing obvious on the gaskets except for they're both coated in oil. Yeah. Brake clean. Super milky.
Yeah.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Look how high that is too. It goes all the way to the G.
Oh wow.
Let's see.
So there's a lot of water.
On operating range. So it was going all the way to there. If that's at a quart, let's see. Basically my index finger.
3 quarts
It's about a quart and a half extra of just
water.
water.
That's why I wanted to check that intake manifold, see if it's not warped. It may have a little slight warp and then show up or something. I don't know.
Well, we can take a look at that. It doesn't hurt. But give me a minute. Let me finish this up first, and then I'll do it. I like how much room it gives you, but then it's got these little sharp edges that want to tell you,
Hello.
hey, we're still here. Pretty much cleaned a lot of the milkiness out of here. I think it was a torque issue. All right, let's look at this bad boy now that I'm here. Get everybody over here to the Project Sullivan machine shop.
We didn't bring the grinder, did we?
Yeah, I think Gogo grabbed it.
I know, but did you bring it over here?
Just knocking off that little lip from where we ground it. We couldn't do that when it was in the car. It looks pretty straight, dude.
You know it. Hey, get it to. I got it from that guy, right? He said there's vacuum with the load between the cam. I know.
No.
That's how it go pushy
I fucked
up down. Yes.
Okay,
No.
time to go to class. I'm gonna help you both out. So what happens is the piston goes up, right?
What?
Then the explosion fires and pushes it down. When the piston does not explode, there's a free cycle. Then it just creates vacuum because it's sucking. It's sucking into those. So where the cam controls the vacuum is it controls how much the valve is open and closed.
Okay.
So the vacuum will go into another valve where it's open. So if it's got a lot of cam, your vacuum goes down because it siphons to the other exhaust. The exhaust valve stays open longer, so more vacuum escapes.
Okay.
Plus it escapes to other cylinders. But the piston coming down when there's no explosion creates the vacuum of your engine.
Okay. That makes more sense.
So the bigger the lobe is, the longer the valves are open. So if the valves are open longer, that vacuum gets siphoned from the engine.
Okay.
And in a case like a turbo, turbos have no vacuum because they're always pushing
Which is
air
why you want low
in.
compression with the turbo.
No,
Yes.
No, that has nothing to do with the vacuum. How they get over the vacuum to run your brakes or anything like that in a turbocharged or a supercharged engine is they put a vacuum pump.
Makes no sense.
To create the vacuum you need to operate those. So since the turbo's always pushing air in, you can't have vacuum in you. Does everybody understand what we're talking about now? Did that help anyone?
Where's the gasket?
They're on the front bumper. I'm just kind of cleaning up some of the silicone that was missed.
There's a file.
You got the RTV ready?
And we're positive it's not gonna be
File for what? That's already cleaned up, buddy. You're too late.
I didn't know if you wanted.
I don't know. I don't know if you're supposed to run these. We can RTV the crap out of them if we need to. Is that what you're talking about? Trying to run RTV?
Scott doesn't use these, but I don't know if they need to be this.
No,
thick.
they don't use those on a 350.
Right.
That doesn't mean they use them. They don't use them on other stuff.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Now remember, I wasn't here the first time they put all this together. Give me the silicone. The RTV. Ultra copper. Is there a reason we're using the ultra copper gasket maker exhaust?
High temp. No, put on your gasket. Just do a thin coat.
Some
Do it on
beads.
both sides, too.
Like some beads.
Do you want to use that center gasket or do you want to do silicone? I could see it because the reason they do that on the Chevys is because it's a multiple piece gasket. The thing doesn't want to work right.
But it's so thick. Well, you could squish the crap out of it and put a bunch on there and get rid of those.
Well, that's how it was on the Chevy too. You just put a big freaking bead on it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I got 20 of those over here.
Right now we're making YouTube videos. We're not watching them.
Are you doing videos?
Yeah, because we gotta put up something today.
Is oil wet? Well, apparently it is. This one is. I'm gonna pile this up in the corner here. He said he brought super glue.
Hey guys. Oh, you ever seen a sexy man like this before?
You know, slap around.
Yep, that'll work. Go ahead. We're gonna try this. And apparently we're gonna play mess around and find out with Gorilla Glue and see if this works as super glue. I think you have to hold it there for maybe 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
So we put a little bit near bolt holes, that way maybe it'll hold this up long enough for us to get that intake manifold on.
A little bit.
And see, I just put it here on the sides of the bolt holes, and here, and right here, just to hold the gasket in place so we can put the rest of the silicone and make it all set up.
Yay! And it's gonna fall in about 3 seconds. Yay! Grab the intake. Grab the intake.
No, we still gotta finish up. Quick! Hold this back.
Hey, it did! Woohoo!
Hold on.
Sort of.
We're not quite done yet. We need a hand me that screwdriver.
Yeah, start poking it up.
Here, let me
Slim shady it up.
Hold on. No, don't move it.
And you can move it just like that.
Still got a timing problem. Moment of truth.
Sounds better.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a miss in it. It's already idling better than it ever has. I don't know if we got this in the video yet.
What's that?
I don't know if we got that front bar on the video yet. Yeah, it's time to find out if this Jeep has kicked its smoking addiction. got it out of there and Uncle Scotty can park. This door is frustrating already. Maiden voyage number 2? Is that what this is? That block out of the tire? That was no pumps. Turning radius would be a lot nicer if the tires didn't rub.
If you've been watching this long, you might as well subscribe.
Don't wait for opportunity. Create it.